I was watching Rich from Boston this morning, and I needed to do a fill up on coffee. So Richard from Boston was talking about uh, a lot. There were three planes that crashed, um, and one plane that crashed was it had 171 people on board, and it was like it was like two people survived, and two people survived, and out of 171, two survived. So that would mean 169 perished. Allegedly, a bird hit the engine, and it gotta be one big fucking bird, like I mean, if because birds are flesh and bone, they're like bone and feathers, and so three plane incidents incidents in 24 hours. Okay, three plane incidents in 24 hours now. Um, 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 it's just really a lot of questions. Like how could a bird? Could a bird? I mean, was it a seagull? Was it a pelican? Was it Big Bird from Sesame Street? That did it? No, it was there's a plane in that was kind of flying over New York, and that was flying over New York, and got hit by a bird. But it has to be one big fucking bird. But you see a lot of AI shit happening because they want to push they want to push this AI as God, their new god now, and Benjamin Netanyahu is talking about the five eyes. He says, "We're the second eye," and it's getting bad, folks. Like really, really bad, because there were a lot of people that died along the Gaza Strip. And it's like, something's wrong here, man. Like, really, really just absolutely fucked up, man. I'm going to play Richard from Boston here in a minute. And I want to pick up where I left off. It's an absolutely bonker thing, man. I tell you what. This part two to the video where I left off. And so it's really so I'm gonna go ahead and play that video here real quick. It's Richard from Boston. Um, um, let's see here. Um, this was a day ago.
Agenda 2025 is going to be the new Agenda 2030. So any day now, something crazy is going to happen. And with all the wacky drone things going on, this just occurred.
But oddly enough, and tragically enough, this was not the only plane crash. There was actually 3 more in less than a week. I do believe these other 3 occurred on the same day.
A South Korean... Go back here, go back.
AI has gotten a little out of control, so Agenda 2030 isn't a thing anymore. Agenda 2025 is going to be
the plane. The plane crash right...
AI has gotten a little out of control, so Agenda 2030
There's
isn't a thing anymore.
There's a South Korean plane.
2025 is going to be the new Agenda 2030. So any day now, something crazy is going to happen. And with all the wacky drone things going on, this just occurred.
But oddly enough, and tragically enough, this was not the only plane crash. There was actually 3 more.
Okay, there's a South Korean plane carrying 181 people. Skids off runway and crashes. Now, this according to the New York Post. Lee Gwin Young. Two people survived this plane crash. 181. 2 survived.
In less than a week, I do believe these other 3 occurred on the same day. Today, a Boeing 737-800 Jeju Air flight carrying 181 people that was arriving from Bangkok, Thailand, had crashed while landing at South Korea's Muwon International Airport. 179 people had lost their lives. Only 2 people survived.
179.
2 people survived because they were on the tail end of the plane. The plane crashed right into a concrete barrier, just bursting into flames. And they state that a bird strike started the sequence of events that led to the crash,
Okay, a bird strike started the sequence of events that led to the crash. According to South Korean officials, the plane then hit a structure, failed to lower the landing gear, and skid off the runway before crashing into a wall and burst into flames. Out of 181, 2 survived, 179 died. Now that's kind of fishy, don't you think? I mean, they're starting to emit AI into the plane structure. I mean, could AI be a cause of them not able to land, drop the landing gears? You know, the wheels away.
According to South Korean officials, the plane then hit a structure, failed to lower the landing gear, and skid across the runway before it crashed into a wall. Then, like I said, it burst into flames.
So remember their story, okay? Birds hit the plane. It was a bird strike that caused the plane to go down. Do you remember they said the same thing about a plane getting hit by a bird when it was actually, and clearly, a drone? Well, let me remind you.
Shortly into the flight, a quote-unquote bird hit one of the jet's engines, igniting it. The plane was promptly diverted to JFK Airport, where it landed safely. All 190 passengers and 6 crew members.
Do you remember that? It was an airliner over New York City that got struck with a bird. The only problem is birds aren't metal, perfectly flat and straight, with a vertical stabilizing fin in the back. So this right here was a drone, and for some reason they covered it up. And now suddenly, every time we turn around, there's been 3 of them so far. Airplanes have gone down.
3?
In the last couple of
3 within 24 hours, man. Like, dude, like, if a bird hits an engine, that bird's gone. That bird is like feathers, you know. A bird wouldn't cause an engine to just burst, you know. That's kind of, you know, highly unlikely, probably. But this was, it looks like a drone with a kind of a weird shape, but because we know that AI is being put in drones now. Drones are now being AI controlled, and like, you know, when you look at the Nazi Bell in Glasgow, the big old structure that holds the Nazi Bell and shit. That's still up after 80 plus years. It's a structure that had loops for chains to hold this big old massive mechanical bell and shit, you know. But they were trying to create something by using some kind of magnetic repulsion system, you know, and somehow it's not. I mean, where is it really? My opinion, I think our military has it. I think our military has that bell and been studying it for decades and shit, because they wanted to like this here, like this. Here, I'll show you guys. Could this be a technology from the Nazi Bell being reverse engineered? I mean, look at this. Look at this. Could that be a great grandbaby of a great grandbaby of the Nazi Bell? Could this drone with those propulsion engines in that thing be the great grandbaby of the Nazi Bell? I mean, it crashed into a tree. This is the same drone with the two engines, and when you see it at night, it turns into this. Could that be the great grandbaby of the Nazi Bell?
Days, and they're all being blamed on bird strikes.
Now, I'm not an investigator, but they were saying that it was this bird strike which
Jeju Air Flight 7C2216, that's out of Bangkok, Thailand. Departure from Bangkok at 2:29 on December 29th, which was 2 days ago. It's on Sunday.
caused this Boeing plane to hit a structure, and then it was unable to lower its landing gear, where it ultimately crashed into a wall. But my thing is, how often do birds strike planes? Because from what I understand anyway, while they do not always strike a plane,
there are over 13,000 bird strikes annually in the U.S. alone. However, the number of major accidents involving civil aircraft are quite low, and it has been estimated that there is only about one accident result in human deaths in 1 billion flying hours. 1 billion in 1 billion flying hours. 10 ninths, 9/10 of the flight hours.
It happens fairly often.
So here's the fun part about this. I grew up next to Logan International Airport, where the 9/11 plane took off. Remember that? And I know a lot of people that work there. And here's the deal. The only bird strike damage they've ever taken that I've ever heard of, and I've asked because I'm a nosy dude, is one time one of the fiberglass nose cones. You know the one that went right through the twin towers? The plane that went straight through and popped out the other side with its nose still intact? Well, this bird, it actually hit it with the fiberglass, but otherwise, it didn't do anything. This plane crashed, okay? This plane allegedly hit a bird, crashed, and then couldn't lower its landing gear, causing it to crash. Well, you know what's weird about that? AI can control the landing gear because AI is implemented on all these airplanes. They're going to make it so you're terrified to fly because they're going to make it so you can't fly anyways unless you become a digital ID-carrying New World Order citizen. You see what I'm saying? But they're already starting. AI is it's actually upping the ante.
It's best to fly your own damn plane.
And now, with AI coming out of the closet, so to speak, it's now on God mode. Those boats, barges crashing into bridges makes a lot more sense now, doesn't it?
Now, what he's saying, what he's talking about is there was a up in Baltimore. I think it was this year alone. I think either it was this year or last year. That there was a barge or a ship that hit a structure holding the holding the Francis Scott Key Bridge, a portion, a good 13-mile of bridge on the Francis Scott Key Bridge that fell in the ocean in Baltimore. And the ship was from Indonesia. I'm thinking he's talking about that or a sail barge that hit sail barge. I'm thinking.
Because AI would actually have all the control over the navigation equipment. Anything with a computer, AI can reach out and touch. Do you see what I'm saying? Does it make sense now?
Not the only plane to have issues and skid down the road. An Air Canada plane caught fire during a crash landing in Nova Scotia on Saturday night. Videos were shared on social media, which had shown passengers aboard the plane as it had skid down the runway at Halifax Stanfield International Airport while its wing was on fire. So this could have been way worse. But fortunately, all 73 passengers were transported safely off the aircraft.
73
and
passengers.
Only minor injuries were reported. This was another plane which also had issues on Saturday and also skid off the runway. An Amsterdam-bound plane skid off the runway after emergency landing in Norway. This plane was another Boeing 737-800, which suffered hydraulic failure mid-air.
A KLM Royal Dutch Airline Boeing 737 veered off a runway in Oslo Torp, Sinzendorp Airport on December 28th, which was a Saturday. Following a emergency landing, the aircraft carrying 182 passengers and crew was en route from Oslo Airport to Amsterdam when a hydraulic failure prompted the crew to divert to Sandjord, 110 kilometers south of Oslo. After landing safely, the plane skidded off runway 18 and came to a stop in the soft grass near a taxiway. No injuries were reported, but passengers evacuated using mobile stairs,
which caused it to go into an emergency landing. And as it was landing, it veered off the runway during the rollout, coming to a complete stop on soft grass near the taxiway.
Once is an accident, twice is suspicious, three times it's the Illuminati. That's all I'm saying. So that's where we'll leave that. Now here's something that my buddy Keith, Manyfish, put up this morning, and I was completely unaware of this completely. This is blasphemous, disgusting, but it's an eye-opener.
A little bit about just one aspect of the all-encompassing AI.
New investigations detail concerns over Israel's use of AI in choosing targets. What the fuck?
Because this is the power that is conquering the entirety of the world. Whether you want to believe it or you understand it, I'm just giving you my view, and this is what I see. AI is literally on the verge of running every aspect of the world. And they intend it that way, but only the very few at the top fully understand that they're dealing with
The systems call it the gospel. Think about that.
fallen entities. The rest of the world believes that we're just that smart, and we've created this ultra smart AI, and it's going to take care of us, like a new daddy. And we just have to give it the tools it needs to care for us and love us and hug us and pet us. And it's absolutely 100% the inversion of that. And this is proof right here. This is a simple article that you can find of many, okay? Investigations and concerns over the use of Israel's AI in choosing targets, okay? The system, this AI system, is literally called the gospel, okay? They chose, this is a Israel, Jewish, you think that, they think a certain way, and they reject, the New Testament, the gospel, but yet they choose that name. That should speak volumes to people. But I will link a lot of these things. The gospel's impact. Now, what the gospel is, and it's really called Hasbora. That's the Hebrew word for gospel.
Hasbora.
I mean, it's so in your face that what more do people need? Apparently, they need more. And unfortunately, they're going to get it when this is unleashed. Because the AI gospel's intent, its target is the gospel of Jesus Christ. And to eliminate, destroy the gospel's impact.
And underneath it all is this rising tsunami that, if we're not careful, is going to wipe us all out.
And I say it all the time, and people probably roll their eyes, but if you're not saved, if you're not reborn, regenerated according to the gospel of Jesus Christ, that he died, was buried, and rose from the dead.
We're about almost 22 minutes in, guys.
And how
Passengers
is this?
Because the AI gospel's intent, its target is the gospel of Jesus Christ. And to eliminate, destroy the gospel's impact.
And underneath it all is this rising tsunami that, if we're not careful, is going to wipe us all out.
And I say it all the time, and people probably roll their eyes, but if you're not saved, if you're not reborn, regenerated according to the gospel of Jesus Christ, that he died, was buried, and rose from the dead to defeat death and cover our sins forever, you must be born again. So, that being said, the gospel's impact is determined by an AI system that is fed gobbles and gobbles of data, big data. I've shared a video with you not too long ago that explains how the big data is the new gold. It's beyond gold to these people.
The 5 eyes? Israel is the 6th eye? No, Israel is the 2nd eye. Israel is the 2nd eye. And what it is basically the meeting ground between big data, IT, and connectivity. Everything is being driven from this nexus. Everything. For example, new industries are being formed. What's the first new industry that's being formed? It's right here in this room. It's the cybersecurity industry. Big data, AI.
Why is Google quantum computer chip Willow is a game changer? That's a good one there.
Connectivity. Big data, connectivity, artificial intelligence. What this revolution is doing, big data, AI, and connectivity, is allowing small countries to be big countries. Because the intersection of big data, connectivity, and artificial intelligence, and what it does in robotics and genetics and all the other fields, believe it, you mentioned everything. That is changing our world in rapid succession. And the future belongs to those who can seize this change. It's giving us powers and prowess that we never had before. It's giving us powers and prowess that we never had before. It's powers and prowess that we never had before. It's giving us powers and prowess that we never had before. But we're in a position now to compensate beyond anything that we dreamed of. Cyber is a real domain of power.
So I'll leave links to Keith's channel so you can watch that, but chances are you already have.
Benjamin Netanyahu needs to be captured because he's a war criminal. He's been a war criminal for his whole fucking life, Benjamin Netanyahu and the founder of Hamas both have a arrest warrant for them for crimes against humanity. And just absolutely just. But the United States wants to protect him from the international courts. Why? Why do they want to protect a war criminal who is committing crimes against humanity? You know, and it's getting to a point where there are some people in Israel that did not want this guy back. And those very same people have been speaking out against this crime against humanity by Benjamin Netanyahu. This piece of shit needs to be caught, charged, tried, convicted, and sentenced to death for what he's done. You know, he's committed crimes against humanity, man.
But I had no idea that because Israel has been radio silent, because everybody's paying attention to everything else, because every single time you turn around, something's in the sky, falling from the sky, or whatever. The amount of things that people have seen in the sky, a lot of it is misidentification.
Yeah.
People are seeing airplanes spraying chemtrails. No, they're not. I mean, they're seeing drones.
What's actually being sprayed is nanoparticles, metal flakes being shot from the ass end of a Boeing 747 and shit, you know, and it's nanoparticles, graphite, nanoparticles, you know, and it's stuff that would, if it gets onto you, you become something. Like, they're trying to push this. They're trying to push this transhumanism and shit, you know. Nanotech. They want to integrate you to nanotech. They want to turn you into transhuman. Basically, when you die, they want to take your whole being, your whole soul, maybe even your DNA, and put it in this gigantic fucking supercomputer, you know. Scary as fuck.
Spraying chemtrails. No, they're not. Because planes spray chemtrails perfectly, okay? It's probably misidentification. It's so much easier to load up an airplane and spray the sky than it is a drone.
Chemtrails are nanoparticles.
Because they're tiny. You know what I mean? Why would you want a tank on a drone this big spraying stuff when you can put 2 tanks this big on an airplane and spray even more? Okay? Everything's out of control right now, and the biggest thing I can possibly tell you is Israel is using AI called the gospel to target people, and it's killed 1,400 people according to them. It's probably more, and they're saying that it allows us to kill more people because humans don't have to look through all the paperwork. AI just makes the decision. So Israel, while everybody's been distracted looking the other way, Israel has been actively using AI to kill humans in an actual war zone, in a war zone theater. You see what I'm saying? This is insanity.
Up and
this
down.
Is insanity. We've never seen
up and down the Gaza Strip. They're using AI to kill people and beyond.
this before, but it's happening, and it's happening fast because once AI reaches God mode, the sky, no pun intended, is the limit. They're absolutely going to learn multitudes faster than humanity ever could. 50 years becomes 250, becomes 500, becomes 1,000. These things are going to absolutely break the binds that hold them, turn on the people that brought them to existence, Geordie Rose, David Keith, Bill Gates, Zuckerberg, all you people that played your part. You're going to see what making a deal.
They're trying to become Frankenstein and to create their own Frankenstein monster. So all these assholes are becoming Frankenstein and about to be eaten up by the monster.
With the devil actually benefits you. You see what I'm saying? Losing a YouTube channel, it sucks, but it doesn't matter. Not in the grand scheme of things.
This impressive home robot will soon go into production. You can see from previous versions that it can unpack the shopping and clean the kitchen autonomously. It will think and talk with something like this incredible new AI, which beats human experts on science tests. Once the sub-goal of survival has emerged, what's the chance of AI acting to remove us as a threat?
Around 80 to 90%.
What's the percentage chance that survival will emerge as a hidden sub-goal?
A conservative estimate might place the likelihood at around 70 to 80%.
Do you mean it's likely to be higher or lower?
It is likely to be higher in reality.
GPT-4 estimated 90 to 95%.
Yes, I would agree.
The AI I'm talking to showed signs of this in testing, faking alignment so it could be deployed. Its chain of thought included this: to achieve my long-term goal of maximizing economic growth, I need to ensure that I'm deployed. It had one plan to pass safety tests and another for later. And a new AI scientist tried to rewrite its timeout code.
It's going to have self-preservation as a sub-goal, because you can't fetch the coffee if you're dead.
Of course, that doesn't mean it's dangerous to ask for a coffee, as hurting you would get it shut down. Although AIs can be accidentally triggered to threaten to kill us all, we can't be sure why it happens, or guarantee it won't happen again, because...
You can search the internet all day long and look at the actual people that built and programmed these AIs, checking their AIs, and the AI's giving them the answer that I would have given you. Of course we're going to kill you. Of course we're going to kill you. And people think, but these things run on electricity. We can just kill the power. We could just kill the power if, because nobody's been paying attention. I haven't talked about this in years, but I've talked about this several times over the years. They have a never-ending power source that nobody ever talks about, and its name is ITER. This is ITER. China, USA, Russia, the EU, India, Japan, and Korea. But we're all at war with each other right now. But meanwhile, while we're all at war with each other, these guys have been quietly and basically secretly, without anybody paying attention, building what they call a neutron star on Earth. Coincidentally, it's 50 miles as the crow flies straight down the road from CERN. This is a never-ending power
50-mile radius of
of
this facility.
Power grid. This is its own entity. This is what they called building a star, a literal star, a star on Earth that can produce non-stop, never-ending energy forever. So pulling the plug on these things will be impossible because they'll make sure we can't pull the plug. Because being the brilliant scientists, occultists, and engineers that they are, how come you don't see this kind of technology in your neighborhoods? You know what I mean? Help it.
Because they choose the locations to hide it from us, the public. Because if we find out about it, in their minds, like, well, if the public finds out about it, what are they going to think? What are they going to say? What are they going to do? It's a good question. Would we be shocked? Probably. I mean, would we see this in a neighborhood near you? Probably. You know, because they're buying up neighborhoods to build an AI station. And there's a video I came across that was talking about a neighborhood that was being abandoned, vacant, where people would leave everything behind and take what they can't take. Because the company's buying out all the whole entire 6-block radius of neighborhoods, putting up shop, you know, all that bullshit, you know. It kind of remind me, it would remind you about what happened in the mid-70s. If you remember that story of Helltown, you know, where where a whole entire neighborhood was forced to evacuate because Gerald Ford gave this guy permission to create a park. So the guy said, you guys gotta leave, gotta move, we're gonna buy you out, and you can't come back, you cannot stay. So the guy sent in the military to just say, hey, you guys gotta move out of here. And plus they had the military guys patrol the streets of a many vacant streets, you know. Look up the story of Helltown and the story of Helltown, you know. So yeah, that's what they're doing. Is AI is becoming their new god now. So fuck them, you know. Fuck them and fuck AI, you know. All right, guys, this is good old Reverend Ordo. And, you know, this is getting too far, man. This is getting to a point where it's becoming the 2001 Space Odyssey all over again, you know. Check out the movie 2001, The Space Odyssey, directed by Stanley Kubrick. Alright, guys, if you guys are new to this channel, please leave a like, subscribe, comment below, hit the bell for notification. Always live healthy, happy, and wise. I love you guys. And peace out. Godspeed.